If you've ever said that you can never find anything good while thrifting, or if you've said that there's nothing left in the thrift stores anymore, this video is specifically for you, so I hope you enjoy. And hello, my name is Anetta. Today I'm going to share with you 5 most integral, most common thrifting mistakes that I've seen people make that could be detrimental to the quality of your thrifting. And well, what are my credentials, you might ask? Does master's degree in international relations and diplomacy count? No? Okay. Well, I have found Hermes and Chanel and countless other lesser known brands while thrifting or in charity shops or while antiquing, and I really want to share how you can do so as well. And honestly, I can make this into a 12-part series, so let's get it going. Let's kick it off with the first, and I feel like the most important point that I can offer to you. The first mistake is not knowing your wardrobe. Not knowing what you already have, or not utilizing what you already have. And you might hate to hear that, and I am so not sorry, because you have to know what you already have, and you have to be aware what you actually wear out of what you have, because those two can be different things. I'm not talking about that beautiful evening dress you have yet to wear at least once that is hanging in the back of your closet or your wardrobe. And am I speaking to you? Am I speaking to me? Well, we might never know. I was lucky enough to grow up with a mom who, when we were out and about shopping, she would always ask me when I was trying on a thing and I felt like I want to bring it into my wardrobe. She would always ask me, and what are you gonna wear it with? And what else? And what else? And besides being an excellent exercise in conscious shopping, it also forced me to know my wardrobe really well, because I had to pull out of my curly head at least three to five viable options of what I would want to wear the new item with, or alternatively, I would realize that I really like the item, but I don't have anything to wear it with. And while those things were happening while like regular shopping, not thrifting per se, that still applies. And I feel like when you're thrifting, the stakes are even higher, because oh my goodness, that's one of a kind item. I might never find anything like this, right? And yes, while you might be right, like for example, this beautiful lace cami top from Pinko that I have found goes perfectly well, sorry sweetie, with my newly acquired cashmere jumper originally from Anthropology, thrifted by me, by who else, for approximately $10 or so in Palo Alto. What was I talking about? Oh, knowing your wardrobe. Yes, you have to know what you have, and you have to know what you wear the most, because it doesn't matter how many colorful, wonderful, textural items you bring in while you thrift if you only wear black, let's say, or if you go for a specific silhouette. And I think that's another interesting idea for a video, of this teetering on the line of experimenting and trying out new things and challenging your style and growing when it comes to a personal look, personal style, but also having that signature. How many times can I say look and style? And this is really warm. I am trying out this new spot. I'm on the sun, and I am so infinitely blessed to have sunshine upon me on this beautiful January afternoon. So I'm feeling really blessed and really warm. The last thing I want to say on this first point is, do not listen to what people tell you to buy as a must-have, because it's their wardrobe, their style, their life, and the way they live their life. For example, if someone is a new mother or someone has an office job and that's just not your reality, there's very little point in following their word like it's the book of law, no, word of law, letter of law, one of those. something of law. Like it's truth in its lost instance, because it's not. So listen to yourself, know what you have, know the gaps in your closet and what your wardrobe would benefit from bringing in, and go from there. And I personally have a list running in my head. Again, for you might want this list written down. I feel like I have so much experience and my RAM is so neatly specified for shopping and for style that I don't need to write it down, but it can definitely be useful to do so. For example, that you are lacking certain basics, or you want to bring in, maybe try out a colorful cashmere jumper. Hello. So write this down, try it out, and don't rush to buy. Second most common mistake I feel like is not checking the quality of the item. And what I mean by that is, yes, you can find absolutely unbelievable finds while thrifting. I have found like a jumper that would have been $2,000 while thrifting. I found a Berluti jacket. Like, what? But if you have been out and about while thrifting, you know that our charity shops, that our thrift stores are drowning in Shein, in Zara, in poor quality clothing. And that's inevitable. And I don't know if this is going to anger people. Yes, that's the case. That's the reality. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing left to find. That is simply not true. Not with that attitude, okay? You just have to check the quality, check the seams, check the material. First things... Oh, I need to do a video of how... I have so many video ideas. It's just... I'm so excited. I check tags. I look for vintage most of the time, and if your eye is trained, I can just look at the rack and I can pretty much tell what material it's made of. And it's not that difficult. I'm not saying that to give an ambiance that I'm so special. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can do that too. You can just look at the rack and see what is a good quality, what is an interesting designer print that is not mass market, that is not H&M, that is not yet had been regurgitated by brands going down the chain, if it makes sense. You can absolutely do that. What has to happen for that is you have to touch a lot of clothes. That's just the simple reality. I'm gonna be honest. You have to metaphorically kiss a lot of frogs before you find your cashmere prince. That is so silly. I can't believe this has just left my mouth, but hey, look at tags, look at materials, check out for defects. When it comes to, for example, cashmere, a lot of the times, especially nowadays, they can have a lot of small holes. So what I do, I hold the item against the... Can I show you with the... Oh, this is good, yeah, okay. I hold it against the source of light and I check for... I hold it against the source of light and I check for little holes, defects, and little stains. Because honestly, a lot of the times you can remove the stain, a lot of the times you can't. So just be wary. I sometimes, not all the time, I carry a little stain remover pen with me, very occasionally if I'm being so for real with you. But hey, just another idea for you. And on that note, let's move to the third point. Third most common mistake that I have encountered while speaking to people about thrifting is not knowing what's available to you. What I mean by that, not knowing the shops, the stores that are in your area and nearby. Because good lord. A lot of the times when I talk to people about thrifting, or they ask me where have I bought a specific item, and I just say I thrifted it, which is, if you thrift, you know just how gratifying that feeling is. And if they further inquire me on where exactly have I found it, I can name a specific charity shop, which is personally my preference. And I'm going to share a few really key findings that helped me just in a minute or so. But not knowing what you have really limits your options, because if you only go for those chain stores that are like a Goodwill or Humana if you're in Europe, they are not end all be all. And my secret is type in your Apple Maps or Google Maps charity shop. Even if you live in the States, please, I'm asking you, type in charity shop. Do not type in thrift store. What's the difference, you might ask? well, the thrift store is Goodwill, what's it called, Savers, and like the big chain Salvation Army that are kind of nationwide. But charity shops, they are specific charities. They are usually smaller. They benefit one specific cause. I, for example, did not know for the longest time while living in this area of California that I had an incredible pet charity shop available mere 15-minute drive away from me. I just didn't know. So know your area, know what's available, type in charity shop in your search engine next to you and see what cause it benefits. Another great charity shop in my area, it benefits cerebral palsy research. There's also American Cancer Society that has fabulous jewelry, by the way. Ooh, needless to say, do I love that chain as well. It is a chain still, it's slightly bigger. There's plenty. There's so much besides the chains that you already know. So please branch out, check what's the opening times, do your research, and you might find this obscure thrifting gem right under your nose that you did not know existed. The fourth point, and dare I say that would be my favorite. The fourth mistake I can definitely see people making is their attitude. And what I mean by that is that sense that you are better than, or being condescending, or coming into the thrift store, or do you know what I mean? That's not cute. That gives off the same energy than when you are underground in a tube in a metro and there's a gentleman talking on the phone really loudly, almost screaming on the top of his lungs in a casual conversation with a friend that his Porsche broke down and he has to do in this filthy underground and public transport. So, sit down. If that's the attitude that you have, you just better not thrift at all. No one needs this, ew, what is this? Not the people who work there really hard and whose job it is to organize that clothes for you every single day. So I feel like the least we can do is be grateful, be respectful with our attitude towards the clothes and especially towards the people who work there and to other people as well, to other shoppers who are in your vicinity. I sincerely doubt that with such attitude you can find anything nice. Because when your attitude is rotten, that's what you're gonna attract. No Chanel for you. Absolutely not. And guess what? I firmly believe in the etiquette while thrifting, part of which, dare I say, if you drop something on the ground, pick it up. If you're able, pick it up. It's not difficult. And the attitude that there's a people who, that's their job to pick up what I dropped on the ground. Like, I would come up and pick that up to hopefully awaken some bit of consciousness in their mind, because hey, that's just not nice. And I don't know whether you may call it thrifting karma or whatever, but it does help, genuinely help, when you have a grateful attitude towards the clothes. And that being said, it doesn't mean that you got all chippy and happy about the overflooding of sheen on the racks. Yeah, that's not fun, I get that. But people who work there, as well as other shoppers, are not obligated to indulge you in your rant about how terrible things are. I don't know, start a YouTube channel and, go from there or something. But bring a positive attitude and things will work out. Having a rotten attitude is a big, big mistake. And the fifth mistake I'm going to touch upon today is not trying things on. Yes, after the pandemic, a lot of charity shops and thrift stores closed their fitting rooms. And that could be unfortunate, yes. Majority of fitting rooms in my area, they have closed down and never reopened. And you know what? I'm gonna say that I don't mind. My solution to that is what I call thrifting uniform. I wear clothing that would allow me to try things on really easily. Usually it's a tight fitting top with a, bulky top over it and some kind of skirt, usually a bigger skirt. You catch my gist? That I would be able to try stuff under that would act like a little tent covering what's happening underneath. I don't know why I'm explaining to you like you're five. You know what trying things on is, and I don't know, I feel like I have a degree of trying things on in public, and honestly I don't even want to go through the hustle of going into a fitting room in a charity shop, even if it offers one. I adapted really quickly, and if you are dressed well, so I guess bonus mistake is not dressing appropriately for trying things on. If you dress well, that it's easy, it's not a hassle, it's not an inconvenience to you, I promise it will go seamlessly, and you'd be able to try things on, well, with what already is in your wardrobe as a bonus, but also you wouldn't bring the thing home, wash it or dry clean it, then try it on just to find out that you absolutely hate how it sits on your body, because the fit is so much. I'm not going to go into like percentages because I would be pulling it from in between my bum cheeks, but it is a huge percent of how you look is how your clothes fits you. And well, I am well aware that I'm wearing a large tent like cashmere jumper while speaking on the fit, but that is intentional, so I'm not complaining. Oh, I have so much to say still, but I guess I'm gonna save it for part 2, part 3, if you, my beautiful, beautiful people, want to see it. I genuinely hope it was helpful, because it was to me, and changing some of the things, including your attitude, could be absolutely detrimental to finding your dream item or to filling the gaps in your wardrobe with high quality, potentially design items if that's what you're into. Because again, quality, not so much anymore, but we're not going there. We're not going there. Oh, I'm gonna go eat a banana and have a great day. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please support me. That would be awesome. Thank you so much to the lady who sent me an email saying that her and her husband love my videos. That was really sweet, and I hope all of you, my beautiful friends, have the loveliest of days, and I'm gonna see you really soon. Love you, bye. Excuse me.